Welcome to aminacademy.com, the tragic life stories of scientists. Let us discuss about Stephen W. Hawking. Hawking was born on 8 January 1942 and grew up in St. Albans, the eldest of four siblings. His father was a research biologist and his mother a medical research society. So it was not surprising that he was interested in science. As a student, he was drawn to physics and maths as he believed they offered the most fundamental insights into the world. But nothing marked him out as special from his classmates or on his first term at Oxford University. Stephen got a first in physics from Oxford and started a PhD at Cambridge. His own private universe expanded when he proposed to his future wife. Hawking escaped the limits of his disability by training his mind to work in a new way. As he started to lose the use of his limbs, he developed a way of visualizing problems in his mind to reach a solution instead of by writing equations. Some of his colleagues have suggested that this way of thinking has led to his greatest discoveries. Hawking was now working on one of his science's most bizarre ideas, black holes, an extreme prediction of Einstein's general theory of relativity. They are created when a huge stars collapse to zero size and infinite density, known as singularity. Hawking's work on black holes helped prove the idea of a Big Bang at the birth of the universe. He developed in the 1940s. Big Bang theory was still not accepted by all cosmologists. Working with mathematicians Roger Penrose, Hawking realized that black holes were like the Big Bang in reverse, and that meant the maths he had used to describe black holes also described the Big Bang. It was a key moment in showing the Big Bang really happened. As his body deteriorated, Hawking's career was taking off. Hawking realized that black holes could be a way to explore physics' holy grail, a unified theory that combines general relativity with quantum mechanics. In age 35, Hawking became a Lucasian Professor of Mathematics at Cambridge, a post held by some Britain's most important physicists, including Newton. He had reached a pinnacle of intellectual achievements despite the fact motor neuron diseases had ravaged his body. He could no longer walk or feed himself, used an electric wheelchair to get around. The slurred his speech so much that may struggle to understand him. While in Geneva, Hawking was admitted to a hospital with a life-threatening bout of pneumonia. His life was in the balance. Doctors could only save Stephen by performing the operation that robbed him of his ability to speak. Now he could only communicate by raising his eyebrows. Hawking's introduction of cosmology is one of the best selling books of all time. That is the history of time. Stephen marries for a second time. After 25 years of marriage and three children, Stephen and Jan Hawking separated and divorced. Stephen married his nurse, Elaine Mason. As Hawking had become a household name, his home wife had suffered. Famine illness proved too much of a strain. Hawking described his new relationship with Elaine Mason as passionate and tempestuous. In 1999, Stephan achieved what many regard as the ultimate accolade, his first guest appearance on The Simpsons. Hawking's work on black holes continued. In 2004, he came up with a bold new idea over the question of whether black holes break the laws of physics. One of the ideas underpinning quantum theory is that physical properties of subatomic particles cannot be destroyed. As required by Cambridge University regulations, Hawking stepped down from the post of Lucasian Professor of Mathematics when he turned 67. In his best-selling book, The Grand Design, Hawking made more bold claims about the hunt for a theory of everything. The theory of everything, AD19 gave an Oscar-winning portrayal of Hawking. In March, Professor Stephen Hawking died. For 55 years, he defined a disease that should have killed him in 5. The time spent since his diagnosis was not just about survival. He produced all of his world-changing work. His brilliant theories advanced the ideas of Einstein's and ushered Hawking's into the pantheon of important modern physics. Now we'll discuss further about Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking was born January 8, 1942, Oxfordshire, England, died March 14, 2018, Cambridge. Was an English theoretical physicist whose theory of exploding black holes drew upon both relativity theory and quantum mechanics. He also worked with the space-time singularities. Hawking studied physics at University College, Oxford, and Trinity Hall, Cambridge, for PhD. Hawking worked primarily in the field of general relativity and particularly on the physics of black holes. In 1971, he suggested the formation of following the Big Bang of numerous objects containing as much as 1 billion tons of mass but occupying only a space of proton. These objects, called mini black holes, are unique in the theory. Immense mass and gravity requires that they be ruled by the laws of relativity, while their minute size requires that the law of quantum mechanics apply to them also. In 1974, Hawking proposed that, in accordance with the prediction of quantum theory, black holes emit subatomic particles until they exhaust their energy and finally explode. Hawking's work greatly spurred efforts to theoretically delineate the properties of black holes, objects about which it was previously true that nothing could be known. His work was also important because it should show these properties relationships to the law of classical thermodynamics and quantum mechanics. Hawking's contribution to physics earned him many exemptional honors. In 1974, the Royal Society elected him one of its youngest fellows. He became professor of gravitational physics at Cambridge in 1977, and in 1979 he was appointed to Cambridge Lucasian Professorship of Mathematics, a post once held by Isaac Newton. His publications include the large-scale structure of space-time, superspace and supergravity, the very early universe, and the bestsellers, A Brief History of Time, from the Big Bang to Black Holes, The Universe in a Nutshell, A Briefer History of Time, and the grain design. Stephen Hawking's most famous experiments were primarily theoretical, focused on the concept of black hole radiations, now known as Hawking radiation, where he proposed that black holes emit particles due to quantum effects, essentially allow them to evaporate over time, significantly contributing to our understanding of black hole thermodynamics and the universe's origin. The key points about Hawking's work. Black hole singularity. Hawking's research with Roger Penrose proved the existence of singularities within the black holes, points in spacetime with infinitely high density. Black hole mechanics laws. Hawking's drew parallels between black hole behavior and thermodynamics, proposing law of black hole mechanics, similar to the laws of thermodynamics, quantum gravity. His work on black hole radiations attempted to bridge the gap between quantum mechanics and general relativity, exploring how quantum effects could occur near a black hole's event horizon. The brief history of time. What is the main idea of the book, A Brief History of Time? The brief history of time covers many topics in theoretical physics, including the Big Bang, black holes, particle physics, and the fate of the universe. It does so in an attempt to bring physics to more readers. Why did Stephen Hawking write A Brief History of Time? Stephen Hawking wrote A Brief History of Time because he wanted more people to understand and appreciate theoretical physics. He wrote the book intending to make these complex concepts comprehensible to people who had not studied physics. So far, we discussed about a great scientist, Stephen Hawking. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.